The Jewish people are the indigenous people to the land of Israel, certainly the people that are still around today. Check out this clip from Mosab Hassan Yousef, the so-called son of Hamas. His father started Hamas, one of the founding members, and he goes around the world after leaving Islam, converting to Christianity. He preaches against the radicalism that these Islamic groups have taken upon themselves. And he goes through a bit over here some of the history of that region and what was going on over the centuries. So let's check out this clip together. But before you do, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Check this out.
One of the main reasons, as a person who studied history, why we are a few hundred years behind Europe and a few hundred years behind the rest of the world, because of the Turks who enslaved us. The Jewish people could not handle it. They could not handle slavery. This is why they migrated. It was an ethnic cleansing process by the Islamic Khilafah. And it was not coincidence why the Jewish people start returning to the land of Israel immediately after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, because we are talking about 400 years of ethnic cleansing. And people accuse the Jewish people, the indigenous people who have roots, who maintained presence, who were forced out of their land, spread throughout Europe. Then they had to face the Holocaust. And when they migrated back to their homeland, to where they belong, after many, many years of ethnic cleansing, they have been accused as colonizers. Does not make sense, because people have the right, especially prior to Sykes-Picot. This is Sykes-Picot, by the way, when the land was divided, as you see, all the colors, the colonial entities of the Middle East. So there was no political borders. People were able to just ride the donkey from Mecca to Jerusalem. And nobody stopped them. So when people migrated from Europe because of war, when do people migrate throughout the centuries? People migrate when there is drought, when there is natural disaster, when there is flooding, when there is earthquake, when there is war. It's our right. Like, God forbids, if this world goes out of control, the political borders will not exist anymore. So in that situation, there was no political borders. This was just done in 1917, Sykes-Picot. So now to start believing that there is a border and there is a country with borders that existed before the existence of State of Israel in 1948, and it was called Palestine, and it has been occupied, is total insanity. It's against science, it's against facts, it's against the truth, it's against the Bible, it's against everything. I'm not saying that the Arabs did not exist. This is, again, my ethnicity, and I will never cancel their right to exist. In fact, Israel acknowledged the Arab presence. This is why there were just few 100,000 back in the day when Israel was established, and today we have more than 2 million Arabs who live in Israel. Some of them are actually judges in the Supreme Court. Find me one Jewish judge in Arab country. You know. Then they unfortunately, when I said about the false narrative, and people have been accusing Israel of ethnically cleansing the Arabs, such a big lie. Such a big lie that is not going to help the situation. It will only get the situation worse and worse, and it's attracting all negative energy around the globe. And they have been weaponizing all the hateful people against the Jewish minority. I'm not here to advocate on behalf of the Jewish people, but I know the danger if we legitimize such violence and hateful ideology against a religious minority or a human race, then what is going to be next? So the false narrative, this is where we need to just provide the facts. Was Palestine ever a country? And if it wasn't a country, a sovereign state with distinguished language, religion, or an ethnic majority, then it never existed. And if it never existed, this means that it has never been occupied. Then, oh my God, the United Nations is in trouble. Because what's so-called international law, it's considered the West Bank and Gaza occupied territories. But occupied from who? When they decided to invade Israel in 1967 with one goal, to annihilate the Jewish people, only because they are Jewish, by the way. And I take responsibility for my statement.
Yeah, this is the recent history, and he clearly lays out what post-World War I looked like as far as Israel is concerned, the founding of Israel. And I would love to hear your comments below. And if you like this content overall, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Take care.